Every day we encounter people who challenge our patience, our peace of mind, and our sense of control. They may be rude, dismissive, arrogant, or simply difficult for no apparent reason. Whether it's an overbearing boss, an emotionally draining friend, or a family member who constantly pushes your buttons, these individuals seem to test our limits. But the truth is, these difficult people are not the true problem. The real issue is how we respond to them. And that's where Stoic wisdom comes into play. The Stoics face challenges far greater than we can imagine. Powerful enemies, betrayal, even death at the hands of unjust rulers. Yet they remain steadfast, peaceful, and resilient. They lived by a code, a way of life rooted in inner strength and unshakable calm. This code wasn't designed to eliminate difficult people from their lives, but to empower them to navigate those relationships with clarity, wisdom, and grace. This is the Stoic code for dealing with difficult people, a timeless guide that can help you become stronger, more resilient, and utterly unbreakable. 1. It's not personal. It's their nature. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, understood the nature of human beings better than most. In his Meditations, he wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." These words weren't written out of frustration. They were a sober recognition of reality. Difficult people exist, they always have, and they always will. What Marcus realized is that these behaviors are part of the flawed nature of humanity. Arrogance, dishonesty, jealousy, these are all weaknesses that stem from ignorance, fear, or insecurity. When you understand that these behaviors are rooted in the nature of those individuals, you can stop taking their actions personally. Their negativity is a reflection of them, not of you. Recognizing that difficult people are merely acting according to their nature allows you to detach from their behavior. Why waste your energy trying to fix them, change them, or fight against them? It's not your responsibility. You are here to strengthen yourself, improve your mind, and to cultivate your own inner peace. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we must accept it. We must not let it affect us. Difficult people do not define you. You define yourself by how you respond. 2. Control your reaction. Master yourself. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most respected Stoic philosophers of all time, offers us a profound lesson. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This principle is the cornerstone of Stoic thought. The Stoics believed that, while we cannot control external events or other people's actions, we have complete control over our responses. This is where true power lies. When difficult people come into our lives, they bring chaos, anger, and frustration with them. They want to pull us into their storm. But Stoicism teaches us to stay in the calm center. Imagine you are the calm water while everything else around you rages. You observe their behavior, but you do not let it touch you. This is the essence of mastering yourself. Controlling your reactions, even when everything around you seems out of control. Epictetus understood that every time we react emotionally to difficult people, we hand over our power to them. If they anger us, they control us. If they frustrate us, they dictate our peace of mind. But when we control our reaction, when we pause, breathe, and choose to respond with calm, we regain control. The situation may not change, but we change. And that's what matters most. Pause before you react. Take a moment to remind yourself, I control how I feel, not them. This practice not only protects your peace of mind, but also allows you to handle difficult situations with greater clarity and wisdom. Instead of being swept away by the emotions of others, you stand firm, unshaken by the turbulence around you. Marcus Aurelius says you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. 3. Empathy is strength, not weakness. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher and statesman, offers us another powerful tool for dealing with difficulty. Empathy. He once wrote, "We are all made for one another. No one can live without serving others." This may seem counterintuitive when dealing with difficult people. Why should we show kindness or understanding to someone who is making our lives harder? But Seneca's wisdom runs deeper. Empathy is not about excusing bad behavior or allowing people to mistreat us. Instead, it's about understanding that difficult people are often suffering themselves. Their negativity, their anger, their hurtful actions. These are all symptoms of an internal struggle that we cannot see. Empathy allows us to rise above their behavior, to understand that their actions are not a reflection of who we are, but of the pain they carry inside. When you practice empathy, you protect your peace. You don't allow their negative energy to penetrate your mind. You recognize that they are struggling, and you choose not to engage in their struggle. Instead, you remain centered in your own peace, your own strength. Empathy is strength, not weakness. It takes strength to understand someone else's pain, to see beyond their harsh words and actions, and to respond with patience. When you do this, you rise above their negativity. You show them, without saying a word, that their actions cannot break you. Instead, you grow stronger. You build resilience. And most importantly, you remain in control of your mind and your emotion. Let others be ruled by their emotions. You choose to rise above, to lead with understanding, and to protect your peace. Empathy isn't about them, it's about you and your ability to remain unshaken in a world full of turmoil. 4. Boundaries are power. Boundaries are power. In Stoicism, we learn that inner peace comes from knowing where we stand and defending that space with quiet confidence. Being calm and composed does not mean allowing others to walk over you. It means knowing your limits, defining your boundaries, and enforcing them with unwavering conviction. In life, people will constantly test your limits. They will push, prod, and attempt to invade your space, physically, emotionally, or mentally. Stoicism teaches us to hold our ground, not through aggression, through firm boundaries. These boundaries are not meant to keep people out. They're meant to protect your peace of mind. When someone crosses your line, calmly state your position and hold it. There is no need for anger, no need for elaborate explanation. Simply define your boundary and stand by it. They continue to disrespect your boundaries, then it's within your power to walk away. Remember, your peace of mind is not up for negotiation. Setting boundaries isn't just about protecting yourself from difficult people. It's about reinforcing your own values and principle. You are not responsible for others' behavior, but you are responsible for how you allow that behavior to impact you. By setting boundaries, you protect your inner fortress, your mind, your peace, your integrity. Lao Tzu said, "He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still." 5. The art of letting go. Epictetus teaches us one of the most powerful lessons in Stoicism, the art of letting go. He reminds us that some things are up to us and some things are not. This simple truth holds profound wisdom when it comes to dealing with difficult people. When we hold on to the actions of others, when we let their negativity seep into our minds, we burden ourselves unnecessarily. We carry their poison with us, allowing it to fester and disrupt our peace. But Epictetus teaches us to let go of what we cannot control. We cannot change difficult people, but we can control whether we allow their behavior to affect us. Letting go is not an act of weakness. It is the ultimate act of strength. It means recognizing that your peace of mind is more important than holding on to grudges or dwelling on the actions of others. Let their behavior pass through you like water, leaving no trace behind. Focus on what is within your control. Your thoughts, your emotions, your action. The rest is simply noise. Let others be ruled by their emotions. You choose to rise above, to lead with understanding, and to protect your peace. Empathy isn't about them, it's about you and your ability to remain unshaken in a world full of turmoil. 6. Lead by example, not by force. The Stoics believed in leading by example. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled with wisdom and integrity, knew that leadership wasn't about commanding others. It was about embodying the principles you hold dear. When others see your calm, your control, your strength, they are forced to reflect on their own behavior. When you maintain your composure in the face of difficult people, you set an example that speaks louder than words. You demonstrate what it means to be in control of oneself, to rise above pettiness and anger. This kind of leadership doesn't just change how others see you, it often inspires them to change themselves. You may never be able to change difficult people directly. They may continue their negative behavior despite your best effort. But by leading through your example, by showing them what true strength, calm, and resilience look like, you plant a seed. You show them a different way of being. And that is far more powerful than any forceful attempt to change them. In the end, we cannot control others, but we can control ourselves, and in doing so, we can inspire those around us. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire with this mindset, not by changing people through force, but by living a life of example, rooted in Stoic principle. Difficult people will always exist, but with Stoic wisdom, you are no longer their victim. You are the master of your mind, the guardian of your peace, and the leader of your life. Remember, in every challenge, there's an opportunity for growth. In every difficult person, there's a lesson to be learned. Stay calm, stay strong, and keep growing. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." 7. Power of silence. In a world filled with noise, the power of silence is often underestimated. The Stoics understood that silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of self-control. When confronted by difficult people, the instinct might be to defend, argue, or retaliate. But in the silence, there is power. Power to reflect, to observe, and to choose your response with intention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best answer to anger is silence." Silence is not passive, it is a deliberate choice. It allows you to assess the situation with clarity, rather than being swept away by the emotions of others. When difficult people provoke you, silence gives you space to remain calm, to avoid saying something you might later regret, and to maintain control over your emotions. Silence is a tool for preserving your peace. It is not an admission of defeat, nor is it a sign of weakness. It is the embodiment of strength. By choosing silence, you are telling the world, "I control myself, not the chaos around me." You do not need to engage in every battle, and you certainly do not need to speak just because others are loud. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Lao Tzu said, "Silence is a source of great strength." 8. Practice indifference to insults. One of the core Stoic practices is apatheia, or indifferent. The Stoics believe that true peace comes from not allowing external events or the opinions of others to disturb your inner tranquility. Epictetus taught us to be indifferent to insults. He said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else would not have mentioned these alone.'" Difficult people will often resort to insults and harsh words as a means of provoking you, pulling you into their negative energy. The Stoics understood that insults have no power unless we give them power. The words of others cannot harm you unless you allow them to. They are nothing more than air, fleeting and meaningless, unless you choose to attach significance to them. By practicing indifference to insults, you free yourself from the control of others. You rise above their attempts to pull you down. You choose to remain centered, focus on what truly matters, your own character and actions. Let their words pass through you, like the wind, leaving no trace behind. Remember, the opinions of others do not define you, your response does. The next time someone insults you, remember Epictetus' wisdom. Instead of reacting, simply smile and move on. Their words are powerless unless you choose to give them weight. Marcus Aurelius announces, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." 9. Patience is a superpower. In a world that thrives on instant gratification, patience is a rare and powerful virtue. The Stoics understood that most of life's challenges require not immediate action, but quiet endurance. Seneca wrote, "Patience is the greatest of all virtue. It is the ability to stay calm and composed, even when things don't go your way, especially when dealing with difficult people who test your limits." Difficult people often thrive on immediate reactions. They seek to provoke you, push your buttons, to make you lose control. But patience disarms them. It's a silent message that says, "You do not control me, I control myself." Patience is the ultimate act of self-mastery. It is the refusal to be hurried or provoked, the ability to remain centered in the midst of chaos. Patience is not passive, it is active resilience. It is the conscious decision to endure discomfort without losing your composure. When dealing with difficult people, patience allows you to maintain your dignity and your peace of mind. It gives you the space to respond with wisdom rather than emotion. When you practice patience, you cultivate strength. You develop the ability to endure life's challenges without being overwhelmed by them. In the presence of difficult people, patience is your superpower. It allows you to outlast their negativity and emerge stronger on the other side. Seneca said, "He who endures with patience is the master of himself and others." 10. Choose the high road. always in life, we are constantly faced with choices. When dealing with difficult people, the easiest path is often the low road, a path of retaliation, of anger, of bitterness. But the Stoics challenge us to choose the high road. The high road is the path of virtue, of wisdom, and of self-respect. It is the harder path, but it is the path that leads to peace. Marcus Aurelius understood that taking the high road is not about being better than others. It's about being better than your former self. He wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This is the essence of Stoic wisdom. Do not sink to the level of those who hurt you. Instead, rise above them. Lead with virtue, integrity, and strength of character. The high road is not the easy road. It requires discipline, humility, and often the willingness to let go of the desire for immediate justice. But it is the road that leads to long-term peace and self-respect. When you choose the high road, you take control of your destiny. You refuse to allow the actions of difficult people to define you. Every time you encounter a difficult person, you have a choice. You can take the low road, react in anger, and allow their negativity to pull you down. Or you can take the high road, respond with grace, maintain your dignity, and protect your peace of mind. The high road is not just about how you treat others. It's about how you treat yourself. It is the ultimate expression of self-respect. The high road is always the hardest road, but it is also the road to true freedom. In every challenge, in every difficult person, there is an opportunity to rise above. Choose the high road always. In doing so, you become the master of yourself, and no one can take that power away from you. Like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and personal development.